Monthly meeting of the Bremerton base of the United States Submarine Veterans Incorporated will come to order. Please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The USSVI Creed, to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of the duties while serving their country, that their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation for greater accomplishments. We pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. Cobb, tolling of the boats for the month of July. USS Herring, SS-223, lost 1 June 1944 with a loss of 83 men near Matsuua Island. Herring was on her 8th war patrol while conducting a surface attack when a shore battery spotted her and made 2 direct hits on her conning tower, causing her loss. Before being sunk, she had sank a freighter and a passenger cargoman. Herring was the only U.S. submarine sunk by land battery. USS R-12, SS-89, lost 12 June 1943 with a loss of 42 men near Key West, Florida during a practice torpedo approach. The cause was probably due to a flooding through a torpedo tube. The CO and 2 other men who were on the bridge survived, as did 18 crew members on Liberty at the time of the accident. USS Golette, SS-361, lost June 14, 1944, with a loss of 82 men on her 2nd war patrol. Golette was apparently lost in battle with the anti-submarine forces north of Honshu. USS Bonefish, SS-223, lost 19 June 1945 with a loss of 85 men when sunk near Suez, Milwaukee. Winner of 3 Navy unit citations, Bonefish was on her 8th war patrol after sinking passenger cargoman. Bonefish was subject to a savage depth charge attack. USS S-27, SS-132, lost 19 June 1942 when it grounded off Kinema Island. She was on the surface in poor visibility, charging batteries, and drifted into the shoals. When she could not be freed and started listing, the captain got the entire crew to shore 400 yards away in relays using a 3-man rubber raft. The entire crew was subsequently rescued. USS 09, SS-70, lost 20 June 1941 with a loss of 34 men when it floundered off the Isle of Shoals, 15 miles from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. USS Runner, SS-275, lost between 26 June and July the 4th with the loss of 78 men. Runner was on her 3rd war patrol. Runner was on her 3rd war patrol and probably lost due to a mine. Prior to her loss, she reported sinking a freighter and a passenger cargoman off the Curls. The boat's last known ship sunk happened on 26 June, and she probably hit that mine on or after the date, but before July 4th, when she was scheduled back in Midway. Let us have a moment of silence for our departed shipmates, followed by the chaplain's invocation.
Dear Lord, we come to you today as a thankful people for all your many blessings you have so freely given to us. Help us ever be mindful of those in our number who are unable to be with us. Place your hand of healing upon those sick and comfort those who mourn.
Korean War veterans. All right. Introduction of new members, potential new members, and guests. I know we have a new member. Go ahead.
Hey, so Mike Williams. Actually, I'm a banger bunny, I guess you just say, trying to get. So Alabama's where I qualified in 1994, or 95, sorry. And then went on to bring the Kentucky around, and then I went to the Michigan after the conversion. And then the great infamous Navy. I didn't do Banger my whole career. They sent me to Guam for my last 4 years. So, but it was PMT. I don't know if any of the older guys don't know what PMT is, but it was pretty easy duty out there. I like Guam. Too bad I couldn't find a civilian job. I retired in 2016 and egg hanger. So that's basically mine. Well, apparently I almost served with him.
Well, welcome aboard. We got a lot of Michigan sailors here today. And we do. And we have a lot of Michigan sailors here. Like I mentioned to you earlier, our commander who's graduating today from college, getting their master's degree, qualified on GN 727. So.
I guess I had to add one more thing. I said I was an egg hanger, but now I work at Keyport and I'm a
torpedo?
ISCA for submarine countermeasures. I don't know how you bridge that yet.
You'll figure
That's what I do.
Mechanics. So, any other new members or potential new members or guests?
There's one here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm Al Kaiser. I've been to a couple meetings, and my application to join keeps getting lost in the mail or confused. So I'll see you when we take a break or at the end. And
we'll get it straightened out.
I've enjoyed it. So
I know I've seen you. That's why I was kind of glossing over you. So.
I'm used to gloss over, which is fine.
No.
Well, let's tell I don't know where you can throw away.
No, Dan will take care of you next.
Or he's trying to tell you something.
Dan? Are there any visiting guests? National? Regional? And I know we have Jim from district. So. Good old Jim.
Good old Jim.
Yeah. All right, monthly business reports. I apologize. I'm not electronic like Eileen is with this darn computer thing. So, Secretary Bob.
Yeah. Morning, everybody. 17 May we didn't. Oh, Jesus Christ. Christ on a crutch. Okay. 17 May we did not have a general meeting because of the participation in the annual Bremerton Armed Forces Day Parade. Of note, regarding the parade, Bremerton Base received recognition for military float participation. So that's the report for last month. Then we go back 2 months to April, and I don't know about the rest of it. I can't even remember that far back, but okay. 19 April, we had a quorum. We went through the Pledge of Creed and tolling. We had an invocation by the assistant chaplain. We recognized anybody from Korea or Vietnam. WD4 Jim recognized, of course, every time. And we went through the minutes of 15 March, and it was approved by voice vote. Treasurer provided his report. Storekeeper mentioned that we're doing well with TTF, but prices are probably going to go up like everything else in the world, okay? Float and Parade Coordinator discussed the 10 May parade at Squim and Bremerton Armed Forces Day, and some more information regarding upcoming parades. I don't know, those of you seen the float, we got some new plaques that Mike put on it, and boy, they look pretty dang sharp. Okay. The current park sales being repaired. WD4, we talked about the Rainier tickets for the 20 June game. Past commanders, historical and social media, USS Grenadier SS-223 is remembered. DeKalb, Puget Sound in process of moving to Gertrude, Czech. Base commander, upcoming Kitsap Chamber, voting to commence for the district commander. The new storage area is being worked. Holland Club, we had 3 inductees. Old business, upcoming ball games. Discussion about the Trident sale at Richland. I guess we'll get some more info on that a little later here. Okay. tentative speaker for 20 September is going to be somebody going to discuss with us coping with Alzheimer's, not necessarily in ourselves, but our families maybe. New business, next board, base commander's college graduation is today. Steve talked about the spaghetti feed, maybe an escort for the Vietnam War Memorial, good of the order. There was a discussion about the drug take back, where you get turned in unused drugs and stuff. 50-50 was $133. We had a benediction and we adjourned. If you can remember anything I forgot here, jump on it now. Yahoo.
Thank you, Bob.
All right.
Treasurer's report.
Black up there.
I think
Get up
to
here.
satisfy Mr. Bowman, we probably need to do that.
Oh, I couldn't make it. I'll start with membership. End of May, we were at 244 members. That was up 2. Of course, one of our new members is here today, so I'm glad to see that, definitely. For those of you who have not signed the muster sheet, please do so. Pass it around as needed. We'd like to keep track of who's been there and then kind of get a percentage of how many members have actually made it to the meetings. Treasurer's report, end of May, $40,299.24. I think like you said, we had the parade last time, so those who might want to catch up on Cork's Challenge or anything else, please let me know. Be happy to take your money, $20, $20,000, whatever it may be. If I'm not here, CJ over here in the corner is also able to help out with that. So, any questions? Oh, by the way, if I look a little tired, I need extra coffee.
And donuts.
And donuts. I'm not having donuts, obviously. If you've ever hung out at a ballpark with Jim DeMont, he keeps you up all night. He's a party animal, I'm telling you. So, watch that guy back there. Otherwise, it was a great game. Thanks, Jim. I appreciated that.
One quick thing, Dan, maybe
Yeah.
can you talk about Cork's Challenge a little bit more? I mean, Mike
Yes.
probably.
Actually, Dave's probably the right one to talk, or Cork's Challenge. Is part of it, we'll call it a fundraiser for trying to make up for some funds that we utilized for recreating our float, for basically start from scratch and putting together a new float. Took up a considerable amount of funds. There was a lot of donations. There was a lot of people who donated in kind, but we still spent quite a bit of money on that float. So we're trying to help replenish those funds. So the challenge basically looks like $20 a month for the year of 2025. A lot of people simply just gave $240 to make it easy. It was easiest for them rather than try to remember. We could do the usual. We could do cash, check, Venmo, PayPal, credit card. We're not shy. So if you want to catch up, if you want to go ahead and donate, please let me know.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
Chaplain, I guess I'll turn to Steve for anything chaplain related, or Fred.
Well, the chaplain's out of town, that's all I can tell you.
Well, I'm sorry, John Perkins is the chaplain, however,
I have nothing to add to it.
Okay. Steve, anything to talk about?
Well, as I mentioned in my opening prayer, Mayor Stiffy needs some prayers for his recovery, and we lost Steve Ham.
Yes.
And I know Vice Commander's going to talk about that, but we lost Steve a couple weeks ago, and he was a hell of a good guy. He was our Camps for Kids chair, and 56 years old. So keep him and his family in your prayers also. And we had another one, Sam Hadley, wasn't part of Sub-Ed, but someone I served with on TTF back in the day, and he had cancer. We lost him June 2nd. So it was a rough week that first week. So
Yeah, it was.
June. So just keep our members in your prayers. Thanks, Vice Commander.
Yeah. And I had another loss too. Some of you may or may not know him. Sid Cheek passed away May the 27th. So that was another hard loss for me personally. So, storekeeper report, John.
Well, I've got these little banners that you can get, $5. I also have vests in XL, 2X, and 3X. So if anyone needs a vest, I'm keeping the price at $50 right now. That's actually what it's costing me. So come see me, and I will take care of you.
Jason, do you have anything to add? Okay. Flow manager and parades, Mike Friend. I didn't see him come in unless he snuck in on me. Okay. So we have another parade coming up. Is Bainbridge Island next?
Yes.
4th of July.
Yeah, 4th of July, Bainbridge Island. And I think we got the rust insurance thing settled out.
Yes, I think so, yes.
Okay. Holland Club, Bear Stiffy, we'll be inducting two persons. We will be inducting 2 people into Holland Club today, so we'll have some more coming up whenever they arrive. So Bear, keep in your prayers, and then Gary Heidman, he's on travel. So, Charitable Ambassador, Mike Talpai.
Well, luckily, as far as nationwide stuff, it's been pretty quiet for the ambassadors and for the Charitable Foundation. So that's good news. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the WILL program. You've heard us mention it. And for as many times, I'll just complain, as many times as I brought it up, I didn't do it either. Until one of my best friends, Steve Ham, passed away. Guess what? Steve didn't do it either. I'm not going to get into his business, but I know that he would be okay with me sharing this with you, that he didn't have a will. And yes, it's a community property state, but it still goes to probate. So that's his second wife. They've been together for a long time, married for 10, and now his property is going into probate. And the government's going to decide how it gets divvied up. 3 adult kids. One's here in Washington, 2 are out of the state. Steve's ex-wife has popped up now and is chirping in his son's daughter's ear about how they deserve part of his estate. Your adult kids don't deserve anything. If you want to leave it to them, that's one thing. So now, the probate is going to be contested by one of his kids. So his wife may have to lose the house, sell the house, and she doesn't have the money to buy him out, so she's going to possibly lose it. So, guys, the sub-vets have my legacy will. Sorry, guys. She's not used to this. Stay. It's free. It takes 15 minutes. I did it the day after Steve died. All right. It's got a little, you put it through, you put the sub-vets little code on there, and it's completely free. You get it signed by some of your friends, or you take it and get it notarized. Every state honors what they give you for that state.
What's the website?
Base Commander, we'll send it out again. Does that sound good? Yeah. All right, so we'll get that out to everybody along with the code. It's been out several times, so you should be able to find it in your old emails, but we'll make it current for you. Steve.
Yeah, Mike, thank you. Okay, so I did it also, but I tried to get more, like a DNR and a living will. They don't do that. So it might not be what you want, but it's something. And it's, yeah, like Mike said, 15 minutes, you're done. Get it notarized, 3 witnesses, and you're taken care of. So another option is going to Navy Legal, either at Bangor or PSNS. If you have to do the paperwork, they'll come and do it for free also. Just be prepared. Okay, I'm gonna just.
Will Navy legal take care of dependents and all that, or is it only a service member?
If they have access to the base retired ID
You can
card.
bring your spouse.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that. I know this is for relatives and family members as well. So it sounds like we're covered. So, like Steve said, if there's extra stuff you want, yes. But in my case, it was, I'm leaving everything to my wife. And if we both die, then I'm leaving it to my kids. I don't want the government deciding. It's here. It's a done deal. And then I pulled this up. This is from the commander, past commander for the Charitable Foundation. That since we've been doing it, we've created 62 wills. 63 if you count me, because this was right before me. 63. And you have 3 different types of beneficiaries. One's a primary, then a backup, and that's if I leave stuff to an organization. If my wife passes before me and my kids, then it all goes there. But then you have contingents. So primary means that if the person who made the will passes, then all their stuff goes to the organization they chose. So so far, out of the 62 brothers and sisters that have created their will, Subvets has over $4 million pledged as primary. And that's 62 out of a potential 50,000 that we could reach. So, pretty good numbers, actually. Pretty good numbers. That's it for me.
Great. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, sorry.
No. Navy legal for retirees do what they call simple will. If you have, this is what I was told, if you have a large estate or properties in multiple states, they really don't want to get involved in that.
That makes sense.
Excuse me?
That makes sense.
But if it's a simple will, what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine, and if we both die together, it goes to the kids. Straight up, took me more time to fill out the questionnaire than it did to do everything.
Fill out the worksheet, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Just as long as you don't keep saying, I'm going to go to Navy Legal and get it done, when you could jump on the internet
Well, that's
and
also
have it
true.
done
I
15
didn't know
minutes
that
later.
existed, but there was a time a few years ago Navy Legal wouldn't do a will for retirees.
I had mine done quite a while ago, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, depending upon how long, quite a while ago it was, they say you should update it and revise it, even if it's
Well, I agree.
changed in a day.
Agreed. That brings up a good point. If you do have a will, you probably want to take a look at it again and update it and revise it as necessary.
My original will said my parents get custody of my kids. Both my parents have passed, and my kids are 45, so that's about it.
No custody required, Al.
Yeah, what Layla just said is important. So in Steve's case, he had a DNR from many years ago, from before he was even married, and that was in his medical record. And when this last time he went to the doctor, he wasn't feeling well. He went down and he's in the emergency room, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna send you over here and monitor you." And he's like, "Okay," just talking normal. So the paramedics showed up, and they were gonna take him by ambulance to this other facility. They were lifting him from the emergency room bed onto the stretcher, and he coded in mid-sentence. Died. Unexpectedly, no warning. They were shocked. Paramedics, everybody standing there shocked. He had a DNR. He had not been in processed yet. They hadn't noticed that there was a DNR there. So they brought him back. And when they after they got him up and running again, they noticed, oh crap, there's a DNR here. And they were so apologetic, apparently it was a big deal. And Connie was like, I had no idea he had a DNR. She said that will be stripped as soon as he's talking again, and they were still apologizing. She says, let it go, thank you. So what Waylon said, make sure that what you have written down is what you want now, because our attitudes change as we, different things in life happen.
Yeah. Our life circumstances
Do
change.
not resuscitate.
Do not resuscitate.
Well, what did he die from? What was his cause of death?
I haven't seen the medical, but I know Steve. So he had cirrhosis of the liver. So basically he drank himself to death. And the cirrhosis took out his kidneys. When Steve passed, he was on life support. So he's on life support for blood pressure because they had to pump him full of medicine to keep his blood pressure up. He was on life support for breathing because he had the ventilator, and he was on life support for his kidneys because his kidneys had failed. They had him on dialysis. Any one of those three is considered life support. Steve was on all three. And I asked the nurse, I said, hey, about that he passed on Saturday. On Thursday, I said, am I saying goodbye to my buddy? And the nurse said, I would say goodbye to your buddy if you go down for a hamburger in the cafeteria. Because we're keeping him alive. So, just part of my story. Some of you guys have read it online. But I said goodbye to him on Thursday. All day Friday, I couldn't stop thinking about him. Saturday, I'm working in my yard. I couldn't stop thinking about him. I went inside, changed my clothes, said to Stacia, I'm going to go see Steve again. She goes, okay. So I drove around Seattle. I walked in. His family's standing there. They're like, what are you doing here? I go, I just can't stop thinking about Steve. And they said, well, you were obviously meant to be here because the doctors are standing by and we're getting ready to shut off life support. So they gave you the honor of being in the room when Steve took his last breath. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. It was just, listen to your gut, guys. I just couldn't stop thinking about him and drove over to Seattle and said goodbye to him. Oh, sorry. All right, thanks.
That one hurts.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. The next report would be Caps for Kids from Steve as well. So we'll have that position, and we'll take our time with that one. So next would be WD4 Commander Jim.
Good morning. I just want to say thank you. It's not really about a district thing, but thank you everybody who supported the ball game last night. We had 21 people in attendance. A few people had to cancel, but it was a good turnout. A little bit on the cold side, but the rain held off, and it was a good game. And I did not force anybody to stay all hours of the night. But I'm glad you did. Again, it was a good turnout, and appreciate everybody's support. The election for district commander goes to July 15th. So if you haven't voted, please support. And if you are interested in the Western Region Roundup, currently the website, as of our last meeting, the website is not functioning right now. So don't go there to look for any information at this time. If you have any questions about that, I'd be glad to help you. And that's about it.
The roundup will be in Las Vegas.
Yes.
Yes.
Jamestown in Las Vegas, middle of April.
Speaking of the district elections, I did print out some ballots for those of you that are electronically challenged, maybe. If you want to vote for district commander, you can, and then give it back to us, and we'll scan it in and get it done for you. So, okay? So I have them up here. Historian, Dave Bowman.
Yeah, I was going to say, make sure that camera's focused in on.
I don't have anything in the historian report other than hopefully you're logging on to the website, both the Gertrude check for now and the Bremerton Base Historian site are there. I'm having a lot of fun with that, actually, doing some interesting things with that. I have a subscription to newspapers.com that I've had for years, and I finally started using it. So I've probably paid them close to $1,000 over the last 10 years and gotten that much out of it the last couple of weeks. Learning stories about things that you can't even imagine. We talked two times ago about the fellow that showed up at home. Imagine this. You're assigned to the USS Sculpin in 1942. What happens to the Sculpin? Anybody know? She goes down. Your family's at home in Arkansas, Jonesboro, Arkansas, and all of a sudden in 1943, you show up on leave. They thought you were dead. Turned out he transferred the halibut, didn't tell anybody. So it's front page news of the Jonesboro newspaper. It's a fascinating story. It's so funny even that Admiral Gallatin writes about it in his book later on. So that's the kind of thing that I'm having fun finding. So please make sure you're looking at those things. As far as social media goes, it's helpful if you like them and share them. If you don't, it's just in your head. We got to get these stories out there. As far as past commander stuff goes, we did finish the WordPress training. It is available on our YouTube channel and on the Gertrude Check as well, if you're interested in that. We went through how to do posts and pages, the very basics of it. I'm not sure if the college is going to talk about this or not, but we are transiting the Puget Soundings to an online version. And so that was part of that, getting ready for that. I would also tell you that point blank, I see probably in the next year to 2 years to see that website, Puget Soundings website, become the base website as well. So if you're interested in learning that, it's there. The comm and I will be getting together to finalize the format, but it is there in case you want to see it. Okay? Any questions, comments, or complaints, other than him not bringing donuts? Good enough.
We all have our crosses to bear. Jim's is the cake, and I am the donuts. So, yeah, as far as social media, Facebook, Instagram, whatever the case may be, like it and share it. You know, that's the only way your followers, friends will be able to see, you know, and spread the word out. So, okay. E-board reports, past commander, you just did yours. Nothing else to add, I assume. Chief of the boat.
Yeah, two things. Well, picnic's coming in August. I'll be sending out an email forming groups to actually do things. Because usually there's 4 or 5 of us that do everything, and it's pretty cumbersome. So it'll be, you know, set up, clean up, procurement for food, all that kind of stuff. So look forward probably with my schedule Tuesday or Wednesday, and then I'll follow up that with, hey, who's coming, so we can figure out food to buy, because last time we had so much extra stuff, we auctioned it off, we actually lost some money. So that's one. Other thing is somebody asked about calendars. So if you go to the Gertrude Check, and right now, under the Puget Soundings, you kind of scroll down, and it has the calendar with everything in there. So it's all the parades, it's soup downs, I'm just looking at the schedule, TTF's on there, e-board, general meetings, there's probably something else. Anyway, you can print the whole thing, and right now I have it out through, let's say, September. I don't think the spaghetti feed's on there yet. Anyway, so you can print that thing out. We are shifting everything from the Puget Soundings newsletter to, it's going to be all digital. So it's all there, but like Dave was saying, it's taken some effort trying to figure out what pages go where. So you don't have 50 headings. So it'll be main pages, drop downs. So it's a learning curve for some people, and I understand that. But been doing this, not this website for a while. I used front page when I was teaching. Front page a long time ago. Yeah, you did too. So I'm learning WordPress, but everything's going to go that direction. So it'll be there. And then, if you need some help, and we'll figure it out. Talking to somebody, so you just need to have some training. It really is. You go to your phone and everything's there. And once you download it, it's pretty straightforward. And you are digitally competent. I don't know what you're talking about with your other stuff. Anyway.
I didn't bring a laptop today.
We have multiple laptops. Okay, any questions for me? Yes.
Are you going to put the history up once you get it up and running for current information? You can put history down.
It's on there already. If you look at the Gertrude Check right now, and the base historian, there's multiple pages. So it's there. And yes, so we're basically incorporating the Puget Soundings and the Gertrude Check all together. So the history's all there. You may have to go search a little bit. But what I'll eventually do, let's see if I have the thing here. Someplace. Yeah. So eventually, you obviously can't see this, but there'll be main pages, and I'll actually do a printout. So you actually go, oh, where the heck is the membership? Oh, well, it's under base officers. Well, that makes sense. And it'll be drop downs with links. So yeah, it'll be there. And once we get this all figured out, I'll even print copies to bring them in so you can kind of figure it out. Or am I supposed to go? So, there you go. Thank you. Anything else?
Dave?
Yes.
Just to clarify, picnic is August 16th?
Hold on, let me check the old schedule. I have so many schedules in my life right now.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. August
16th.
it's gotta be 16th. Yes, August 6th. Oh, yeah, August 16th is at the VFW. VFW on Central Valley Road.
And starting time?
Probably 10. Again, once we set everything up, yeah. Same place we had last year, same place as the Christmas party. It's a great place. A bunch of us are dual members. That's kind of why we do that. We're dual members with.
Yes.
Yeah, August 16th.
Which is our normally scheduled meeting day.
Yeah.
We'll just be doing it at the VFW on Central Valley.
Right. Other questions? Nope. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
You talked about the calendar, but just be aware, if you're looking for the soup down schedule, don't go to soup down. Go to the calendar. I think the menu option is still there for soup down, but there's something there.
It links back to the calendar.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
I guess I'm up next. Where's the donuts? Well, I screwed up, so. All right. Several of us went over to Richland to the Trident commemorative wall dedication on the 14th of June. It's a great time. I mean, it's, a 5-hour drive or whatever, depending on how many times you got to stop to go to the restroom. I was the holdup. In traffic, I mean, there's a lot of construction on 18, and we slowed down on 990 as well. So myself and Jim and Fred rode together over there, and that was great. Dan, Michelle, and your son were there. Brody Heitman was there. So, Brody, you need to get a vest. You need to see John. All right. Right. It was a great time. Portland Benton has really done a great job with the cell, the maintenance of the cell. That wall is fantastic. 857 crew members, right, Fred?
Right.
And there was 15 there and one online watching. That ship was only in commission like 9 years, 10 months.
About 10 years.
Yeah, about 10 years.
69 went out of commission.
Yeah, but if you don't know, she circumnavigated the world before GPS. Before GPS, she followed the route of Magellan. And that's just amazes the hell out of me. So, dual reactor. She was the last ship to have a conning tower. And it was actually, I got a picture if anybody wants to see it. But it's well done and well maintained over there. So if you ever have the opportunity to go over to see it, John Clears donated a lot of stuff to that Portland Benton archives, artifacts there. And I guess, Fred, they're trying to build a museum across the street.
Museum in the same property.
Yeah.
And then move all their artifacts into the building.
Right. And if anybody's wondering why the heck there is a cell in Richland, Washington, I mean, that's far away from the water, right? Well, the reactor vessels that come out of PSNS get put on a barge and shipped over to the port of Benton, where the cell is, and offloaded there and then trucked up to Hanford, about 5 miles away. So that's the correlation to why there's a submarine cell there and stuff. So
And the unloading is just below the park. You can see it from.
yeah, they have blue fixtures and crane to offload the reactor vessel off the barge and onto the truck, and then they truck it. They close all the roads apparently. It's a big deal when a reactor vessel comes in. So it was a very good time. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went. I was him-hawing around about going, but Jim, thank you for the drive.
Oh, thank you.
It was fun. So.
And you did go up to the top of the sail?
They didn't let us go to the top of the cell.
Really?
Because there was a line all the way to the back end of the cell.
Yeah.
We just had to go up the quick ladder to the Yeah, and the periscopes are arranged forward and aft, not forward and starboard as I'm used to. So, and then one helm. Was there another helm down below in the ship, or
No.
that was the only helm?
Current planes and the bow planes are down
Okay.
down below.
Yeah. So,
Just to add to it, that was my second trip out there. Both times there were events going on, great time. But if you stop by, you go see it, access to the sale is not on a regular basis. You have to have special permission to get in there. So don't go out there thinking you can get in the sale and then turn around and be disappointed because there were no arrangements made. So,
yeah, and you do have to sign a waiver of liability prior to entering the sale. It is kind of dangerous, but I got in. So
you got out. That's the
oh yeah, I got out too.
It's locked up normally.
It is secured at other times. But those people are really nice there in the Port of Benton. It's the Port of Benton's commissioner's office. Really nice facility, and all their artifacts are basically out in the lobby. A couple of models of the boat. The patches from the boats are there. 2 models are there. Bremerton-based bell is there. That was donated by John.
And the patches were from John.
And the patches are from John, and then there's several letters, envelopes from
Ralph
Harris. Yeah. So there's a lot to see there. So, sorry.
Yeah, I happened to be working for EB in the yard when they cut her up. And one of the things they found stuffed in behind the locker was some pictures from one of the crew that was, God knows how many years ago. But I believe they found who they belonged to. But that was interesting. They found something like that.
Yeah.
Ralph Harris went around the world. Right? He was the last one on the Bremerton base. I'm the last one alive from the Triton that's in the space right now.
Yeah.
Wasn't the S3G reactor?
Yes, it was.
So that's what I trained. So.
Up West Elm.
Yeah.
Dual reactor.
Yep.
So, pretty amazing. So we were walking up to go take the tour, and I think, Dan, your son said, "Is the submarine buried there?"
Yeah.
It's like, well, because we've been talking about burying the reactor vessels, right? So he's like,
the whole thing.
well, I mean, we laugh at it, but I mean, to how old is he? 11?
He's 11, yes.
You know, so 11-year-old, is the whole submarine buried down there? It's like, man, what an observation.
Part of it is out in Hanford.
Say again?
Two reactor compartments are buried in Hanford.
Right, but not
there.
Not at where the cell is.
Yeah.
If you look at it from the eyes of an 11-year-old, and we're talking about burying reactors, you know, is the whole submarine buried there? So, yeah, pretty amazing. So,
oh, and the fact is, all the pictures from that event are on Facebook.
Yes.
Great pictures.
Yeah. So that was Yakima base posting those pictures, wasn't it?
Michelle posted most of them.
Well, yeah, and then you posted.
And also the Bremerton donation to the Central Oregon base.
I was just fixing to say that.
Okay.
I kind of halfway expected Central Oregon base to show up today to try to steal the traveling dolphins back. However, and if you don't know the story of the traveling dolphins, we can tell you offline on that. But I had the pleasure of presenting a $4,000 check to Central Oregon base, Rick Newalt, and Lonnie, we can't remember his last name. Powers. Okay. $4,000 check in support of them building their float. They're a small base. They're 25 members. They got to see some fuel tank off of a jet, and they are cutting it open and really doing a heck of a job to it. They're also 3D printing some of the parts. I don't know how big of a 3D printer this guy's got. I mean, I've got one too, but it's not that big. So they're 3D printing some of the parts. We'll see if we can get some pictures of that from Rick and or Lonnie. and share them with the base. But we did present them with a $4,000 check that was voted and approved on, so they can get their float going, so they can participate in parades and get more membership as well. So we're paying it forward from what support we got with our float, and it's a good deal to keep our bases all together. So.
Also, the bartender at the country club had an attitude. Remember, you went.
She had what?
She had an attitude. She went there. You got drinks for me.
Oh yeah.
Did she complain that there was a waitress out there?
Yeah. She snapped at me. I went to get Fred his drinks because Fred parked it, which is great. I don't mind that. And she gave me an attitude about getting a drink for him. And she said, "There's a waitress out there." And I said, "She's sitting down shooting the shit with a sailor." So,
what do you expect?
Oh yeah, she was not. She was younger.
Yes, you would.
See, I was being nice. Yeah. So, Brody, what did you think? Was it a good time?
It was a fantastic time.
Okay.
Wonderful time to meet new people. Experience camaraderie of the subnets.
Yeah, and Gail called you youngster or something?
Somebody did.
Yeah. Gail and Joe, I can't pronounce his last name. Garza. Yeah. So. And they said they'll be up for,
They come to the picnic.
they want to come to the picnic. So we'll still Gail and Joe there. Basically, the commander didn't leave me any additional information, I don't believe. However, she is graduating today at 1300, right, John? You plan on going? Getting her bachelor's degree, so congratulations to her.
Associates.
Correction, associate's degree.
That's from her, not me.
Okay.
A couple of things I wanted to know about. Eileen said it'd be a 70% chance of rain, but it looks like it might hold off on them, which would be terrific. So she didn't have to wear a parka underneath her robes up. Have we heard any more from the Francis Scott Key Base in Winston-Salem, North Carolina about the burial at sea?
Oh.
Somebody hit a bolt.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Dead check.
Lights went out.
Yeah, okay.
Have we heard any more about the burial at sea?
For who?
There's a guy that was
There's a thing for the e-board going around.
all right, there's more.
Get on there and look at it.
Yeah, and then there's another one for Sid Cheek as well about burial at sea. So.
Well, that Joe Fanati, who is our member of our base, is also a dual member of the Francis Scott Key Base down there in Winston-Salem. That's my hometown.
We do burial at sea and so.
Yes.
So I could get shot out of people.
No, they won't. They won't let you. No, they won't let you. They say it screws up the mechanics of the tubes, but they will take you to the top of sail and say, "Here, feed the fish."
Well, on the BNs, they'll go surface on the missile deck and pour your ashes over the side. There's some.
Well, that's not always true. Sea states were so rough on the Kentucky, we actually put a service member out to TDU. I tried to argue that probably wasn't the best thing. Maybe he didn't want to go out to TDU, but we made it happen.
I bet you he didn't care. I'll take money bets that he didn't care.
We put it on the ordinance. He
pays him a bet.
So in my will,
It's like a single injector.
in my will, I think a signal injector would have been better than CDU. In my will, mine is to be shot on a missile. So, being a missile tech and being a gunner, that's what I would like to do. But whether SSP approves that or not is a whole other story. Strategic System Program. If they approve that or not, I doubt it very seriously. I will neither confirm or deny about other members being shot from missiles.
So that's a yes.
Again?
So that's a yes.
Confirm or deny. All right. this is on our upcoming calendar events, but most of them have passed already. So the Triton Ball we talked about, the ball game we talked about, and it sounded like a great time, Jim. I know he's a night owl. He texted me like at 12:56 pretty late in the evening one night about getting underway the next morning. So picnic date confirmed for 16 August. Hey, you know, a lot of us do a lot of the work for these things. We need you guys to help us. We're a base, get together. Those that you can help, you know, some of us can't. I mean, I still have my cane around too. But, you know, Brody, we need your help. To call you out specifically. But let's get together and make it fun for all of us, not just a few, you know, 7 or 8 of us doing the majority of the work and you guys come and sit and enjoy it. And that's what we want you to do, don't get me wrong. But come help. We got to set up, we got to do the picnic and then clean up. Same thing with the spaghetti feeding. Steve will get into that here shortly. So, the Walnut Hills is going to be at the in Port Townsend at the airport. We'll have some more details, but that's the week of 11 September to the 14th of September. So you'll want to go out and see that if you haven't seen it. They'll be coming from Ellensburg via a caravan, and then I think the motorcycle club is going to escort it from some point. They'll intercept it and bring it to Port Townsend. And then it's going Spokane, Ellensburg, then here, then down to Portland area next after that. So if you haven't ever seen that, that's something to see.
Yeah, you don't want to miss Jefferson International Airport.
They have a good breakfast there.
They have a great.
Well, that's good to know. So, the next is the spaghetti feed. September 20th is the date. Do you want to talk about the good of the order, Steve? Or
I'm going to wait for good of the order.
I'll do that. And then we'll be doing an Alzheimer. The folks we met at the Military Appreciation Day are come and do an Alzheimer's Association presentation, as Bob alluded to earlier. It's about, you know, not necessarily Alzheimer's yourself, but your friends, your family that are dealing with you with Alzheimer's, or other members if your spouse is Alzheimer's. So it'll be a good presentation. And one other one that I'm looking to set a date, time to maybe October-ish or so is Washington Department of Veterans come and give a presentation.
I already got that set up for next meeting.
No, you got a rental one.
Oh, the rental one. Okay.
I didn't mention that yet. Yeah, I'm talking about the state Washington Department.
Retzel will be out here next.
So Retzel will be here talking about what specifically, Fred?
Just any questions.
Any questions about Retzel? Crap, and I forgot. There is a family fun day at Retzel. The Retzel Family Fun Day from 10 to 2. It's the second annual one. So I posted the flyer to the Bremerton base page, so take a look there. All right. But I was informed about that by the Washington Department of Veterans Affairs while I was in Richland. They had a booth set up there and was providing pamphlets and information, and they're happy to come give a presentation. So we'll be setting that up sometime soon. And we may try to, at some point, make it a joint meeting with any other veteran service organizations, such as American Legion, VFW, so we can intertwine. I mean, many of us are dual members, tri-members of those organizations. So us getting together, maybe we'll start the BB to make a snowball out of coordinated Veterans Affairs, especially since we have some insight into that nowadays.
Will that be at a different location than here?
Maybe, yeah.
A big event.
Maybe. May have to, I mean, you see, we're packed today. I have one empty seat there. And, you know, we may have to go someplace else to have that, whether it's VFW or somewhere. We'll let you know. So it's just kind of a vision that the vice commander's got plowing through his head, along with all my headaches, but it's okay. Any old business, Bob, that we need to cover?
I don't think so. What?
I'm not
Of
aware.
course, we had the parade last month,
Right.
so the business would be really old.
Yeah. And the parade was fun, too. Good turnout. Yeah. New business, induction of Holland Club and Rickover members. We're not gonna take a break unless somebody really needs to take a break. We're just gonna roll right into it. So, Dave Bowman will do the Rickover Club inductees. I think he's gonna make it short and sweet, too. Short.
Yep, so packed over, you're done. Good. If you qualify, I'm not going to read this list, it's 73 names. If you qualify between the years 1976, Richard S. Chawaski, and the year 2000, Jason P. Chalmers. Raise your hand. You got a yellow hat on, you don't count. Congratulations. Congratulations to all ye who shall see these presents. Greetings.
Greetings.
Know ye that by the virtue of the long-endured reactor scrams, 0400 sailings, engine room rubber suckers, hangover midwatches, missile fizzle drills, DASOs, OTs, beef balls, porcupine, zone inspection, field day, powdered milks and eggs, and your final qual board examination checkouts. Having borne the sacred burden of qualified nuclear submarine service for no fewer than 25 years, and with only minimum psychological scarring to show for it, you are hereby and forthwith recognized as a fully submerged member of the Rickover Club. Let it also be known that this honor confers no special privileges, no free meals, and absolutely no exemption from sea stories told by men who outrank your memories. As is tradition, your appointment does not come with a gold watch, a plaque, or even a slice of cake. The only accoutrement of this distinguished station is the patch, which you shall purchase yourself from the base storekeeper, and at your own expense, as Admiral Rickover would have insisted. There shall be no champagne toast, unless cork is buying. No parade, no thank you for your service discount to Naval Exchange. In witness thereof, this scroll is issued under the authority of the Bremerton-based submarine veterans and the United States submarine veterans, and signed by those who probably should have gotten out years ago. Fair winds, following seas, and may your water always stay on the outside of the hull. Given this day, June 21st, 2025, at the Bremerton base, by order of the senior curmudgeons, Eileen Davis, Commander, Base Commander. That's it. I have the certificates and the letters here. If you come see me afterwards, I'll hand them to you. Congratulations, you are now officially Rickover.
So we would like to take a photo X at some time of all of us that are here. I didn't even look at the list, Dave.
You're on it.
I'm on it. I mean, I already have my patch, so you got to see John for patches. John has patches available, so.
Has everybody seen the picture of Rickover on, I think it's on Facebook, says, Nuke, I am your father?
I am your father, yeah. Yeah.
Has anybody bought the coin? Yeah, anybody bought the coin?
So we would like to get a picture after the meeting of us together, so. I don't think there's 73 of us here. Okay. We'll get into the Holland Club. And so we will bring the inductees up and get a picture of that and hand you your certificate. So this is a very special occasion for all submarine veterans. We take this opportunity to show our appreciation, to recognize and to thank several of our shipmates by inducting them into the prestigious USSVI Holland Club. The Holland Club is named after John P. Holland, designer of the first U.S. Navy submarine. It is an exclusive group within the U.S. Submarine Veteran Organization, where the core requirement of eligibility is determined by the qualified in submarines for a minimum of 50 years. I'm not there yet, by the way. I feel it. I feel it. Today we recognize these veterans for all their submarine veterans for all their contributions and support of the submarine force. We say to them, well done. Well done, shipmate. Thank you for your splendid and devoted service. These men are justifiably proud of their accomplishments. They represent the living historical memory of our rich submarine heritage. We would not make it where we are today in submarines without them. They are a pioneer who led the way to the standards of excellence for sailors in our submarine fleet today. When these men qualified, diesel-powered submarines were the state of the art. Some of them earned their dolphins prior to and others during World War II, and still others during the Cold War period immediately following. Many, and in some cases, most of these served with Many, and in some cases, most of those that they served with had departed on their final and eternal patrol. They saw the war-winning diesel submarines go through radical conversions and many specialized in exotic designs. They witnessed and, in many cases, participated in development and testing of the highly successful Guppy snorkel conversions. Some went on to later serve in attack and ballistic missile submarines. When we meet a Holland Club member, we're in the presence of an institutional memory of the United States Submarine Force. They, along with their brothers of the pen, and now sisters of the pen, are historical connection between the inspired and for the submariner of the future. There are no ex-submariners. Submarine qualification passes a men and now women into the mystical brother and sisterhood of the undersea warrior. It marks them forever as one of the special breed. Although they no longer sail beneath the sea, they still wear their dolphins with honor and pride. These shipmates and those who have gone before served our nation extremely well. They have joined and earned the honor and respect that we show them today. We, indeed, are honored by their presence. I look forward to the day when we, too, 5 more years, may qualify for membership in this special group. Before we induct them, I'd like to have before we induct them, I would like to have any other members of the Holland Club here today stand up and be recognized. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Now, hold your applause for the next inductees. And when I read your name, come up. Yeah, and I don't have a bio for each one of them, unfortunately. I might have messed up. So, Gene, come up. We're going to present you with your Holland Club certificates. Cheeseburger.
Smile. Keep smiling. Come on. You can do it. Okay, good. Thank you.
Thank you. Your certificate. There's a patch in the coin and your Holland Club hat. Thank you. And if you have anything you'd like to say.
I qualified in 1969 on the George Washington. I also qualified on 640 class and Trident class. It's been a wonderful experience. I met a lot of good people and really enjoyed it. I retired in 1988.
And now the next one Al? I'm not quite as prepared as I was with Jeans. Al, my good friend and shipmate, we present you with your Holland Club certificate. Cheese burger.
Perfect.
Okay. Your certificate and coin and patch and your Holland Club hat. Al is a Bremerton-based member, but he lives in Florida, so he's online during our meetings all the time. I see him. Just he came for this special occasion.
Actually, I came from my granddaughter's graduation.
Well, that's more important.
So this is an add-on, but it's a privilege. I qualified in 1975 on the USS Abraham Lincoln Blue Crew. I was a Blue Crew on Abraham Lincoln. Later on, I was on the George C. Marshall, and then back then it was kind of the detailer's thing to do split tours from boat to tenders. So I ended up on doing tenders after that. Then I got commissioned as a chief one officer and went off and did that stuff. Great people. Let me just say, I will not confirm nor deny any activities that may or may not have occurred back in the day. I had a good time, I had a great career, and thank you very much.
So I present to you the latest members of the USSVI Holland Club, and our congratulations go to you. Thank you. Well done, gentlemen, well done. I'll be there one of these days. All right, move on into for the good of the order. Steve?
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
A few things to add. First of all, Gunner Hunter. I served with Gunner Hunter, met him in the early 90s. He was my wharf officer at Swiftback back in the day, and he was an awesome leader then. And then in 2010, he hired me at Lockheed Martin. I came out here for the interview, and he hired me in 2010, and he retired as my senior manager out in the reentry body group. And he was a great leader then. And I just want to congratulate Al. Thank you for being here. He contacted me a couple months ago to get his vest done. He mailed me his patches, and we got it done. And he says, I'm going to be here in June. Now, he didn't say anything about a granddaughter's graduation, so, you know, there's that story again. But, Al, I want to thank you and congratulate you, sir. All right. Second item I have is the spaghetti feed. Okay, we're going to get through the picnic first. But last year I kind of dropped the ball in the spaghetti feed, and this year I want to do much better as far as advertising, selling tickets, and making it a team effort. So we're going to be sending out a sign-up sheet for that also. I want to do better with prizes. Angela did great on baskets last year. We had the TV, we had the grill, and we had the gift card. But I want to get out there like we did for the scholarships when John ran the scholarship program. And we had some really good prizes where base members went out and solicited prizes for raffle. So we make it a worthwhile event, all right? I don't know if we're going to do a limit on the tickets. We discussed that with the e-board on Tuesday, but I just want to get that in the works. And I'm going to chair it again this year, and Angela's going to be my co-chair, but I'm looking for help to make it a successful third annual spaghetti feed. That'll be the third Saturday in September on the 20th with our meeting, okay? If you have any questions, let me know, but we'll get through the picnic first. One thing I want to get on with Mike and his words with final preparation. So I'm on my Kitsap County Veterans Program coordinator box right now. I've been on the job almost 2 months, and a lot of the requests I get are when a veteran dies, what the family does. And you really have to have your things in order. Specifically, that DD 214. Make sure your family knows where that's at, because the VA cannot do anything without that document. Without that document and the death certificate, you're going to be waiting a while just to do the final preparation. All right? We had a shipmate here, Kenny Nail. He lives right across the street. He passed away and he had nothing. So I helped his son. We just got his DD 214 Wednesday. I got it to the funeral director, and things are moving along. So just be prepared. I got an email this morning. There is going to be a VA state representative to do claims. I don't remember the dates, but I will share that with the e-board, and we'll get that. They're going to be here sometime in July to update claims and do claims. Doing claims in this county is kind of difficult because we don't have a lot of VSOs. The VA's changed the rules. You have to be accredited to actually do a claim, and there's not a lot of accredited VSOs in the county. But you can contact me or your veterans, the VA. I got trifles out here. You can contact me and I'll get you where you need to go if you need to do a claim or get an upgrade to your claim. All right? Just reach out to me. I don't have cards yet. We're working on it.
Hey, Steve.
Yes, sir.
Does the county realize how lucky they are that you took that position?
Well, I don't know if they do or not, but I'm enjoying it. I'll say that. It's rewarding that if I help one veteran a day, it's a good day. And I didn't look for this job, but
it found
it's amazing how things happen. And another question I had is on dementia. I'm glad we're going to have that in September, but a lot of family members call me that they're aging veteran and short-term memory loss, dementia, just need help maybe getting their meds given to them every day, just to talk and visit. Well, we do have an aging and long-term care department in Kitsap County, and that's on my flyer out here also. But look those up online. I will share that. Get them to Dave. We can put it on Gertrude. But there is help out there, because the people that call me, they're in their 60s and 70s, and they're aging veterans in their 80s and 90s, and family members just can't do it. So there is help out there. Just contact me if you have any questions on anything veteran related. If I don't have the answer, I'll get you the answer. I promise you that. And one last thing, I'm Cork, and I'm not feeling challenged. Thanks.
Thank you for what you do, Steve. Steve, his information is on the county website as well. So, with a nice, pretty mugshot there. So, yeah. Just one quick thing. I know I said VSO earlier. VSO can stand for two things. Veteran service organizations, such as American Legion, VFW, but then it can also stand for veteran service officers. And those are the guys that help you do a claim for increase in compensation or a new claim, a new problem that you have that you want to get addressed. So just depends on what you're referring to. VSO could be two different things. So just be aware of that. All right. And a lot of the organizations now, such as VFW, are shying away from helping personnel do claims because of all the ramifications if they tell them the wrong thing. So that's why there's a accreditation process nowadays. I know Rental has an individual and VFW has a fully certified individual. I don't know if you know him yet, Steve.
Which VFW are you talking about?
He does the West Coast, so it's Todd Grisella.
Yeah, but he works full time.
Right.
And, yeah, I know, Todd.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow. That's the thing.
He's a busy
The
man.
VA changed the rules.
Yeah.
You have to be accredited, and when you get accredited, it's a full-time job, and you get paid. That's what I wanted to do in retirement, is be a veteran service officer. I just wanted to get the training and do claims, volunteer, but you can't do that. You have to be employed by the VA. And the VFW had like Aaron Juarez down at Red Zep. He's my #1 guy that I send people to, because he will, and Todd, they'll be the final signature when they file your claim. The DAV right here, Auto Center Way, they do claims.
Yep.
They're not accredited, they're certified. So they still need to send it to an accredited VSO. So there's a lot of different rules out there, but if you have any questions, please reach out and I'll do my best.
If you haven't filed a claim before, for us younger ones, if you haven't filed a claim before, get it in. If you have disabilities, service-connected disabilities, and they've gotten worse, submit for an increase. So it's due to you. So, okay. 2 other quick things go to the order. External patrol notification cards on what to do upon your death. We talked about that sad subject a lot, but there's things to do for USSVI as well. If you haven't had your card, and we're limited it to 1, so I'm checking them off as we go. So if you don't have one, come up and see me. I'll give you that. All right, and we'll check you off the list. And then there's a membership drive going on. I'm glad we're getting new members in, such as when we saw you at the parade and stuff. But we have cards. If you need some cards to pass out to your commissary buddy that you see there, or your coffee clutch buddy, whoever, just have some cards in your back pocket. I made the mistake of washing my pants last night, and guess what? Guess where my cards were? In my pocket. So here's some more cards if you need them. I've replenished my stock, so if you need some, grab some. Okay?
Wash your pants.
Oh, yeah, I had to wash my pants finally.
I got something good to do.
Good order. Yeah, Mike?
Quick update on the Halloween bash.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's early, but it started on online in the marketing because we're letting people know about it so that they can get their trunks set. Right now, we're shooting for the people that are going to do the trunks, do the trunk or treat. But I'm going to tell you, this is our 3rd year of doing an event. The first year, we learned a lot. Second year was last year. We had about 800 kids show up, very successful, and we outgrew the venue. So the fire department will not let us do it again at the Elks Lodge. They almost shut us down last year. So this year, we're at the Kitsap County Fairgrounds, and a couple of items here just to let you know how big this is blown up. We caught the eye of the Kitsap County Commissioners. So we've been picked up as a commissioner-sponsored event for Kitsap County.
Which commissioner?
It looks like it's going to be Ruth that's going to be there.
Okay.
And we've got 4 confirmed food trucks that are going to be on site. We have several national sponsors, but really the biggest one is Rickover Lodge. That's a fairly big one. They're back in as a sponsor this year. But the bigger one is Owens Corning. Came in as a major sponsor. So they gave us like $2,500. And which is highly irregular. They have the Pink Panther, that big suit, professional suit. That's for corporate events and big things. They're actually flying in the Pink Panther to do a meet and greet at our event. So the kids will be able to, and the kids that I spoke with are just over the moon happy about that. So they can meet Pink Panther and get a photo taken. We've also partnered with the Kitsap County Food Bank Coalition. So there's 8 food banks involved, and we're going to have a food drive. They're going to have staff on site. It's not going to be on us. They're going to take the food, collect it, and take it away. And when they found out that we weren't going to tell them how to distribute it, they were even happier. I just can't even I can't imagine telling them what to do with the food. I said, just as long as I don't have to carry it, you're good.
Exactly.
So far, like I said, we had 700-800 kids last year. We have over 1,300 online already before we start marketing it. They're saying that they're interested in going. Sherry Schultz. Gary Schultz is a member. His wife Sherry, retired teacher out of Bremerton School District, has come on board as the decorating chairman. So anybody that wants to help with the decorating of the building, she's going to be the person to point of contact. I promised her I wouldn't micromanage her. Go out wild. So, we're looking for help, just like everything else we're doing. We're looking for help for the day, and we're looking for any Halloween stuff that you wouldn't mind loaning to us for a day. So the less we can purchase, the more it comes into the supplements.
And hopefully we should be able to bring the float either inside or outside. I don't know.
Yeah.
So just depends on the weather.
Do they have a preference for what type of food that they need in the food lodge?
Non-perishable.
Non-perishables.
Just non-perishable cans or a box non-perishable.
Okay.
Yeah, macaroni and cheese or can of corn.
Is there any communication with the kids that are signed up and say, bring a can?
We have a company called Milestone Marketing. They did it for us last year, and they're the ones spinning up everything this year. And they're actually, she also, this is kind of a nice way it worked out, she also markets for the Kitsap County Food Bank Coalition. Okay. So we have a lot of cross-marketing about to hit. It's just too early to really hammer it right now, but we're going to have the commissioners talking about it in their meetings. We're going to have our advertising. We're going to have the food bank out there advertising it. So this could blow up. It looks like it's going to blow up to be really big.
Kids bring a can.
Yeah, but I think the idea is, I haven't seen the final draft, but it's bring a can of food, leave with a bag of candy type of theme.
Yeah. Mike, I apologize for not bringing that up earlier, but yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Put in the order. Along with that, Bangor Base, moved their date for their trunk or treat. It was going to be on the same day. They moved their date so we won't collide and have to do two events in one day. I think it was kind of what we did last year or whatever. They moved their date. So we'll be doing the Bangor Base trunk or treat at one point in October. I don't remember the date off the top of my head. We'll get it out in the email newsletter or email and webpage. See, I said newsletter. So converting over. We'll get that out. So in October, we'll have a couple events. We'll have the Kitsap Bash as well as the on-base Bangor trunk or treat.
So instead of 1 week of sugar high in Kitsap County, it'll be 2 weeks of kids on the sugar high. Oh, just what?
Our event's better.
Well, our event, trunk or treat on base, is fun. That is the time that Mr. Dennis here smiles. Because he's handing out candy to all of these kids and they're outrageous, some are crazy costumes. So it's a fun time as well if you haven't been to that. So anything else you into the order? I know we're kind of running along here. I know I got to go to that.
I gotta go find a donut.
Yeah. Some of us have our albatrosses to bear. So.
We'll forget about it in a year or two.
Yeah. Jim, have they forgotten about the cake yet? How many years is that?
You know what happened when the cake's gone though? The butcher shop.
All right. Anything else go to the order? Nothing else. They'll move on to the 50-50 drawing.
We have 113 to the winner. To the winner. 113 to the winner. Who wants to draw a ticket?
New guy.
There you go. New guy.
I don't have
New guy. F&G.
Shush, shush. Last three numbers are 272.
That's gotta be John.
Is it in there? No.
Holy moly.
272.
We only had one said about it. I don't know if he's 272 or not.
Well, you better hurry up because we're going to pick another one. Who stepped down?
Al.
300. 300. You get serious.
I don't know.
Go, yeah.
I'll take it.
113 in the list.
Kind of hard when you have to.
$500 bill. Is it in there?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah. Happy luck.
He's out having a drink.
Hey, we found it.
We got it.
We think.
Okay,
got it. All right.
John Maker, you know?
That's why I do it.
I'll in my face. I told you you had it.
He was going to hesitate.
Thanks.
You have a second one there.
Oh yeah, we're giving away a hat. This is by, what's the real title? The Shonda's Crafty Corner. Oh, shush. Just shush. Those eyes said shush, not some other word. My wife would be proud of me. What's it? Okay, here we go. The last three are, okay, here we go. 229.
It's on that. 229.
229.
Your run there.
Come on, somebody else.
229.
What? Can't hear you.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Two.
Are you sure?
Can't read.
Look at the first one and the last one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no?
No.
Oh.
You didn't want the hat.
Maybe that's it. 206.
Oh, come on.
Somebody, come on.
Sure you got this much?
You sure you can read numbers?
Yeah. Second time around. I'll take 206.
Take 206.
Yeah.
I want to see it. I don't trust
Of
you.
course you do.
206? Okay, good. I can read numbers.
Oh, you got it.
Here's your hat.
Congratulations, John. Again.
Sorry, don't they?
All right. Congratulations, John. All right. Chaplain's benediction. Please rise.
Dear God and Heavenly Father, we're grateful for the privilege we have of meeting and for a safe journey home. Amen.
Amen.